The newest days of our life of September 15th to 19th delivers a storm of emotions, betrayals, and calculated moves. It all begins with the unexpected romantic progression between Alex Kyriakis and Stephanie Johnson, only to be overshadowed by a bold public spectacle staged by none other than Tony DiMera. But behind every smile and toast lies a tangle of hidden agendas, manipulations, and dangerous games. Let's break down the layers of drama that Salem fans can look forward to. Alex and Stephanie's relationship reaches a crossroads. The promo wastes no time in spotlighting Alex Kyriakis, who is ready to prove to Stephanie Johnson that his feelings run deeper than casual affection. With a dramatic gesture, he hands her a set of keys, urging her to move in with him. For Alex, this isn't just about sharing an apartment. It's about proving that he's ready for a future where commitment outweighs his notorious playboy reputation. Stephanie, however, isn't so easily convinced. Moving in together means blending not just lives but values, priorities, and trust, things Alex has struggled with in the past. Spoilers suggest that this leap could either strengthen their bond or unravel their relationship altogether. For longtime fans, the tension is reminiscent of other Salem couples who rush too quickly into milestones, only to discover that passion can't always silence doubts. Their romantic storyline is given a cruel twist of fate when their personal milestone collides with the chaos of a major DiMera press conference. Just as Alex hopes for a private moment of triumph, the DiMera name once again threatens to cast a shadow over everything. Tony DiMera steals the spotlight with a stunning announcement. While Alex and Stephanie wrestle with matters of the heart, Salem's attention shifts to Tony DiMera, who seizes center stage at the so-called One Stormy Night press conference. Tony isn't there to support Titan or celebrate any joint venture. Instead, he uses the platform to drop a bombshell. In front of the press and an audience hungry for scandal, Tony reveals that he is filing a lawsuit against Titan Industries, protesting its aggressive takeover of DiMera Enterprises. This public declaration shocks not only the business world but also the family, who realize Tony's words carry the weight of both personal vendetta and corporate warfare. True to his theatrical nature, Tony celebrates his daring move with a toast, not to the crowd, but to a portrait of his late father, Stefano DiMera. This symbolic act shows how deeply the DiMera legacy drives him. Tony isn't just fighting for business control. He is fighting to reclaim his father's empire, his family's pride, and his own place within the DiMera dynasty. Confrontations at the mansion. Old wounds reopened. The aftermath of Tony's announcement sends shockwaves through the DiMera mansion, where tensions between the Kyriakis and DiMera families reach a boiling point. Xander Kyriakis and Philip Kyriakis, both weary of Tony's antics, confront him directly. At this point, Tony makes his intentions clear. He doesn't merely want attention or respect. He wants Titan itself, a bold declaration that threatens to ignite an all-out war between the two Salem powerhouses. For viewers who have followed decades of DiMera Kyriakis rivalries, this feels like history repeating itself, with greed and power struggles once again tearing through the fragile peace. Tate and Sophia Choi. Seduction or strategy? Shifting gears from corporate warfare, the promo teases a new romantic entanglement involving Tate and Sophia Choi. Tate, eager to charm his way into her world, surprises Sophia by inviting her to his dorm room. Sophia's initial reaction is confusion. After all, she knows Tate isn't supposed to be working at the bar that night. His insistence that he simply wanted to see her sets the stage for a deeper game. The weekly preview even shows Tate and Sophia sharing a kiss, a moment that raises more questions than it answers. Viewers are left wondering, is Tate truly interested in Sophia, or is this part of a larger scheme? Some spoilers hint that Tate may be using seduction as a tool, hoping to dig up secrets about the adoption storyline that continues to loom over Salem. But drama rarely stays hidden for long. Ariana Horton catches Sophia sneaking out of Tate's room, forcing Sophia to beg her not to tell Holly Jonas. This moment could ignite a dangerous domino effect, pitting friendship, loyalty, and jealousy against one another. Salem has seen its fair share of triangles, but the younger generation may be stepping into a battlefield every bit as ruthless as their parents once did. Secrets, lies, and the burden of truth. The question of whether Ari will reveal Sophia's secret to Holly creates yet another suspenseful cliffhanger. If she tells, she risks blowing up Tate's budding scheme and humiliating Sophia. If she stays silent, she becomes complicit in yet another chain of lies. Salem's youth may be inexperienced compared to their elders, but this storyline proves they are no less skilled at getting tangled in webs of secrecy. Sophia's storyline, in particular, hints at even more complications ahead. Her connection to Tate could jeopardize her friendships, her reputation, and possibly her future in Salem if she becomes ensnared in Tate's risky maneuvers. Spoilers suggest that this is only the beginning of a darker arc for her. Philip and Xander, trust erodes once more. Meanwhile, another storm brews as Philip Kyriakis and Xander Kyriakis find themselves in yet another scandal. Philip, known for his troubled romantic history, edges dangerously close to betrayal again. This time, his lies directly impact Xander and Sarah Horton Kyriakis. When Sarah confronts Philip, convinced that Xander was the one who attacked him, Philip flatly denies it. Instead of admitting the truth, he fabricates another story, insisting that someone else was responsible. His lie appears to be a misguided attempt at mending fences, perhaps even rekindling Sarah and Xander's fragile relationship. But longtime viewers know the truth. Marriages built on secrets and half-truths are doomed to collapse. By protecting Xander in such a deceptive way, Philip may inadvertently drive Sarah further away. Worse, his inability to confront reality highlights his ongoing struggle to balance love, loyalty, and ambition. Salem in chaos. What lies ahead? Taken together, the week of September 15th to 19th promises a tapestry of drama that stretches across Salem's families, friendships, and corporations. On one side, Alex and Stephanie must decide whether love is enough to conquer doubt. On another, Tony DiMera's bold move threatens to set off a corporate war that could reshape the power balance in Salem forever. Meanwhile, Tate's questionable motives and Sophia's vulnerability set up an explosive youth storyline, one that could fracture friendships and awaken rivalries for years to come. And in the shadows, Philip's dishonesty shows how the sins of the past continue to poison the present. In Salem, secrets are currency, love is fragile, and power is always up for grabs. As the week unfolds, fans can expect betrayal, heartbreak, and the kind of shocking revelations that have defined days of our lives for decades. Part 2. On this particular Friday, September 12, 2025, the episode delivered a real emotional roller coaster, especially for the Black family. Titled Rachel's Missing Again, it had us on the edge of our seats with secrets, disappearances, and a young girl's bold adventure that could melt even the hardest heart or spark a family war. Let me take you through it step by step, painting the picture as vividly as I can, so you feel like you're right there in the middle of the drama. We'll dive deep into the emotions, the backstories, and those little details that make soap operas like this one so addictive. First, let's set the scene with Brady Black, that handsome but often troubled soul who's been through more ups and downs than a yo-yo. Brady has always been a devoted father, but lately, his life has been a whirlwind of mysteries and suspicions. Today, he picks up the phone and dials his old friend Steve Johnson. You remember Steve, the tough private investigator with the eye patch and a heart of gold. Brady's got a bombshell theory bubbling up inside him, and he can't wait to share it. It all stems from a casual chat with his son Tate, who innocently lets slip some clues without even realizing it. Brady's convinced now. That mysterious baby left at the firehouse? It's not just any child. It's Sophia's. Oh, the implications of that revelation could shake Salem to its core. Who is Sophia in all this? Well, for those who might need a refresher, Sophia Choi is the young woman who's been tangled up in some of the town's recent scandals, And if this baby is hers, it opens up a whole can of worms about paternity, secrets, and maybe even hidden motives. Steve, ever the reliable ally, listens intently as Brady lays it all out. You can almost hear the gears turning in Steve's mind over the phone. "All right, Brady," he says with that gravelly voice of his. "This sounds like something worth digging into. I'll get on it right away." Brady breathes a sigh of relief, feeling like maybe, just maybe, he's getting closer to unraveling one of Salem's endless puzzles. But hold on. Life in Salem doesn't let anyone catch their breath for long. No sooner has Brady hung up than his phone rings again. It's Tate sounding frantic. "Dad, something's wrong with Rachel." Tate blurts out. Rachel, Brady's spirited young daughter, has gone missing from school. Again, Brady's heart must have skipped a beat. He immediately dials the school, his voice rising with every word as he demands answers. "How could you lose track of her? This isn't the first time," he yells, his frustration boiling over like a pot left too long on the stove. The school administrators stammer apologies, admitting they can't find her anywhere on the grounds. Brady flips out completely, slamming down the phone and pacing the room, his mind racing with worry. Where could she be? Is she in danger? These are the questions that plague every parent's nightmare. And for Brady, with his history of family tragedies, it's all too real. Now let's shift our gaze to the cold, echoing halls of Statesville Prison, where Kristen DiMera, oh, that cunning and captivating woman, is serving her time. Kristen's no stranger to drama. She's orchestrated more schemes than we can count. But today, she's in for a shock that even she couldn't have planned. Suddenly, the door to the visitor's room swings open, and in walks little Rachel Black, bold as brass, with a determined look on her face. Kristen freezes, her eyes widening in disbelief. "Rachel, what are you doing here?" she gasps, wrapping her arms around her daughter in a tight embrace. But Rachel just stares back coldly at first, her small frame tense with unspoken emotions. You see, this isn't Rachel's first rodeo at the prison. For years, this clever girl has been sneaking visits to her mother, using the same sneaky method every time. Hailing a rideshare right from school and then charming, or should I say conning, the guards into letting her through. It's equal parts impressive and heartbreaking, isn't it? A child so desperate for her mother's love that she'll risk everything to see her. Rachel's visit isn't just a whim. She's come with a heavy heart. "Mom, I need to apologize," she says softly, her voice trembling. "For what exactly?" Well, the show hints at some recent family blow-up, perhaps tied to Kristen's imprisonment and the fallout it's caused. Kristen, ever the protective mother despite her flaws, pulls Rachel close and whispers reassurances. "Sweetheart, you have nothing to apologize for. I'm here because of my own mistakes, not yours. Everything's going to be okay. I promise." The tenderness in that moment is palpable, a rare glimpse of vulnerability from Kristen, who usually hides behind her sharp wit and manipulative ways. Mother and daughter share a quiet conversation, the kind that tugs at your heartstrings, filled with regrets, love, and hopes for the future. But peace in Salem is fleeting, my friends. Just as they're bonding, the door bursts open again, and in storms Brady, his face a storm cloud of anger and concern. How did he find out? It turns out Kristen, in a moment of what she might call responsible parenting, had quietly alerted the warden about Rachel's unexpected arrival. The warden, doing his duty, called Brady right away. Now, picture this. Brady strides into the visitor's room, his eyes locking onto Rachel with a mix of relief and fury. "Rachel, what on earth were you thinking?" he exclaims, his voice echoing off the sterile walls. But Rachel, fierce and loyal like her mother, isn't having it. She jumps to her feet, yelling back at her father with all the passion of a young girl caught between two worlds. "This is all your fault, Dad. I just wanted to see Mom." She clings to Kristen's side, refusing to budge, her little hands gripping tightly, as if letting go would mean losing her mother forever. The tension in the room is thick enough to cut with a knife. Brady pleading, Rachel defiant, and Kristen caught in the middle, trying to play peacemaker for once. Kristen, seeing the pain in her daughter's eyes, steps in with a calm but firm tone. She kneels down to Rachel's level, looking her straight in the eye. "Honey, I love you more than anything, but you need to go home with your dad now. It's not safe for you to keep doing this." Rachel protests, tears streaming down her cheeks, but Kristen persists, painting a picture of brighter days ahead. "We'll see each other soon, I promise, but only if your dad agrees to let you visit properly." She turns to Brady, her expression a mix of challenge and hope. Brady, still fuming but softened by the sight of his daughter's distress, nods reluctantly. "Fine," he says through gritted teeth. "You can visit, but under supervision and no more sneaking around." Rachel finally relents, wiping her eyes and hugging her mother one last time before allowing Brady to lead her out. As they leave, Kristen watches with a satisfied smile, confident that Brady will keep his word. But Brady, he shoots her a look, a classic Brady face, full of skepticism and unresolved anger, that says this family saga is far from over. Phew, what an episode. This storyline digs deep into the complexities of family bonds, especially when they're strained by prison walls and past mistakes. Rachel's bravery, or perhaps recklessness, reminds us of how children can surprise us with their depth of feeling. Brady's protective instincts clash with Kristen's manipulative charm, creating sparks that could ignite more drama in episodes to come. And let's not forget that lingering theory about the firehouse baby. Will Steve's investigation uncover truths that change everything for Sophia and the Blacks? It's these kinds of plots that keep us tuning in day after day, isn't it?